This training of security agencies on international humanitarian laws, civil military relations, and civilian protection is actually premised on the fact that Nigeria is presently witnessing insecurity across the 6 geopolitical zones, from the east, southeast, southwest, northern part of the country, particularly in the northwest and northeastern zones. So these insecurity cumulatively is presently, it has considered a national security crisis, overstretching our security personnel from the Nigeria Police Force down to other actors. And so this training was actually brought together for CLEEN for us to begin the process of interrogating these issues. In the northwestern part of the country where we are, Zamfara to be precise, banditry is the order of the day. And you find young men in their prime, 14, 15, 18, 20, deeply into banditry. They kill, they maim, they rape our women, they commit a number of atrocities. They handle the highest type of weapons, and these weapons are aimed at killing and maiming, destroying human lives and properties. And so for us, we have brought this training together to actually begin the process of interrogating certain things. One is to know whether our strategy of operation presently is actually responding to these challenges as it should be. And so if you look in-house here, you see all the security actors well represented. What we are doing here is for all of us to rethink our strategies and ask ourselves, are they working? Okay, and if they are not working, what should we be doing differently? What are the best options? How should we work together to ensure that we actually promote accountability, promote inclusivity, promote human rights in the discharge of duty? For us, 3 key words are at the core of this training. One is accountability by security actors. 2 is human rights, respect for human rights principles, standards, and also ensuring that right violations are reduced to the barest minimum. Number 3 is civilian protection. All the security actors, whether police, civil defense, DSS, and other actors were actually created to actually do what? Protect civilians. And so protection of civilians is the main reason why we are here, and everything that will help us to rethink or to achieve the very aim for the establishment of our security institutions and for them to begin to do the needful. Just 2 days back, the DPO of Maru was shot dead. What happened? He went to respond to a distress call. And so when bandits carry weapons that are more sophisticated than what our personnel carry, it's worrisome. When bandits are now seen to even be killing these officers at every slightest provocation, and we are wasting our men, is a problem. An era where we lose our men on daily basis in the hand of bandits and other criminal elements, it is very worrisome. And so these are some of the reasons why we are here. For all of us, it's not a Nigeria policeman show, it's not civil defense show, it's not one agency kind of activity or actions. What we are facing, we haven't seen it like this before. And that is why all of us are here to begin to talk to ourselves, to creatively think outside the box on where we are and what we should be doing differently. And at the end of this training, we are hopeful that there will be increased knowledge on international humanitarian law, there will be increased knowledge on civilian protection, and there will be increased knowledge on human rights protection, promotion, and what have you. And so the resource persons are eminent Nigerians, drawn from University of Gusau, drawn from the National Human Rights Commission, drawn from the CLEEN Foundation and other key actors. And if you look in-house, you see all the actors that play active role in the security of life and property in Zamfara State are all here. And that is why we are here.
Seriously, I'm so excited to be part of this. Definitely, we are the agency that are supposed to lead on this kind of forums and bringing together all law enforcement and paramilitary agencies. Even though I'm not happy I didn't see Nigerian Army here, but I hope before the close of this forum they should be here, because it's for us to brainstorm, discuss, exchange all ideas and see where are we and where are we going to. It's for the betterment of the whole society, it's for the betterment of even the civilian, for the betterment of the law enforcement agencies too, because all of them are lives and life is precious. We as National Human Rights Commission, we protect all life. We are not happy with anything that is called abuse, whether from bandit, whether from civilian, whether from law enforcement agencies. We are proud of that and we are not going to take it. So that's why it's good to have this kind of forum. CLEEN Foundation have done a very good strategy to bring all of us together. All the security personnel are here, as you can see. Even the local hunters are here. I'm so happy to see that, and I hope this will be coming time to time so that we can sit down and brainstorm and see where we are and where we're heading to. Seriously, we are even in Delima in Zamfara for last 3 days. We have lost a gallant police DPO in model local government. We are not happy with that, and he paid the supreme price because of protecting the life of a citizen. He responded to a distress call and he put off his life for that person's life to survive. So definitely it's part of this sitting that we discuss all those things and we take it off with either the executives, the parliamentary, the head of all security agencies in the country. We'll take it off with all of them on our discussion and the outcome of this kind of sittings. And I'm sure it will yield a very fruitful result. The take-home is, before we close, I'm sure everybody will understand where we are and will have an understanding of protecting the life of all citizens, including the military and paramilitaries. So, and with that, I'm sure the synergy also between communities and the military and the paramilitary is very important. They are part of the take-home that we are going to experience in this sitting.
Yeah, to my own view, this kind of program will give a synergy, will improve the synergy between between the paramilitary agencies. For instance, when there is this kind of programs, the other security agencies will interact with themselves. They will share their distinct opinion and they will understand the basic background because everybody has his own mandate. From this mandate, the first one is the protection of life and properties. Everybody's security is everybody's business. When there is no synergy, definitely this aim will never be achieved. Honestly, the theme is very nice to present and it's very nice to adhere, and it is going to be given way out on how to be dealing with the civil populace, especially when operations. You know, at times, as I'm saying during my discussions or during my input, most of the time, this kind of organizers, when they are organizing this kind of program, they didn't consider the uniform personnel or the operatives. They only consider the civil populace. Because even the uniform personnel are from the civil populace. When you protect only once, you are one-sided. That means you are biased. So this kind of program at least is good, but at least next time when they are going to organize this, let them include the security agencies in the protections. Because they have all human beings, they need to be protected.
Actually, the issue is going to enhance it, because what people need is information and knowledge sharing, and this type of meeting is an avenue for all the security agencies in Zamfara State to brainstorm and share information and knowledge. And you are aware that when somebody is better informed, he's more likely to act very well. So if at the end of this meeting we are better informed, we have known what we ought to do, it will enhance the activities of the security agents and the civilians in the state. Yes, a similar case is what happened to the DPO of Maru, who went to respond, and unfortunately he has to pay the supreme price. And nevertheless, the issue there, it has to do with intelligence gathering. You understand me? Because we, even in Federal Safety Corps, if we are called for a rescue operation, we have a time lag. We have to be there early because we believe that the earlier we come there, we'll be able to save the life. But as you are going to save life, your safety is also what of paramount. So what we always inform our staff is that ensure that you are safe first, then before you save others. You understand? So you should consider your safety first in going to answer to a case of distress call. That is what we always advise.
The training is very timely because as the issues of insecurity are happening, actually there is a disconnect between the civilian and military relationship because there is that distrust. The civilians are not having faith in the military or the uniformed personnel. The same thing goes for the military or civilians or uniformed personnel because we don't know who is who, especially when you get into the midst of the civilians, because these bandits we are talking about is not written on the forehead. So when you find yourself in the midst of civilian population, there is that agitation, there is that fear, because you don't know who is who. You begin to distrust everybody that comes close to you. And that goes to affect every uniformed personnel. That's why sometimes you see some of these frictions, whereby somebody that is not a bandit, but because he finds himself in the midst of bandits, he's being suspected unduly. So this type of training will go a long way to help the uniform organizations to begin to have a rethink of how to treat their civilian populations. Yeah, the Immigration Service, headed by Idris Jere, is doing a lot to combat this type of fear and expectation from the public. That is to try and curb the influx of illegal immigrants into the country. The service has put in place modalities towards border management. The borders have been secured. If you go to our borders these days, you will see that there is enhanced security. More officers are posted to the borders to try and secure the borders. You know, Nigeria is being described sometimes as a borderless border because there are so many entry points. So, but the service has done a lot by recruiting more hands to be able to post them to these places, to man those places, and try to curb the influx of illegal immigrants flocking into the country through these illegal borders. And with synergy from other agencies like the civil defense, customs, the army, and others, we are going to, in a very short while, curb this to the barest minimum.
Yes, actually, this is a very welcome idea for organizing this important call by this organization. As we all know, Nigerian Hunters and Foreign Security Service is a paramilitary voluntary uniform organization registered by the federal government of Nigeria. As of today, our organization passed through first, second, and third reading by the National House of Assembly, awaiting for assent by the Mr. President. As we all know that this very insecurity that we are facing in our state, in Zamfara, mostly is starting from the right stage, that is from the bush. Hunters are professional. We have a professional hunters, and they know lock and corner of the bushes. So it is very important to include this very organization to support the other constituted security agencies for easier to them to arrest any suspicious person or group of person. To achieve the purpose, when we leave this organization or this meeting we are called or an seminar, I can say, it will bring synergy with other security agencies and civilians with a good mutual understanding so that we can share an idea to come collectively to give ideas so that we can be able to arrest any suspicious person being committed any offenses.
Thank you. We are good.